Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And if you are new here, welcome. This week's Magical Monday video, we will continue to explore how to use astrology to manifest our best life. But before we dive into this week's house, because we're exploring the houses, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification to be notified each time I upload a brand new video. Now this week we will be exploring the 6th house. Now, the 6th house is often called the house of service or the house of health. It describes how you serve others in a useful way and how you go about your everyday tasks. It also describes how you cope with the routine aspects of your job and how you deal with your responsibilities. The 6th house also describes how you take responsibility for your own health and fitness and shows your attitude to diet and hygiene. This house is related to employment and the day-to-day aspects of your job. It shows how you work, not your career, and also rules co-workers. Domestic pets and small animals also fall under the 6th house. Your attitude towards them and the type you are most likely to keep is described here in the 6th house. Planets in the 6th house show your attitude towards the process of self-improvement and how you respond to crisis and change. Now let's see how each planet is affected by when it shows up in the 6th house. The sun showing up in your 6th house shows that your heart has to be in your work to get anything done, and you need appreciation for your effort. So you put your whole heart into everything that you do relating to work, and you want to be appreciated by your coworkers and management for the work that you do. You want that pat on the back. You want acknowledgement for the work that you do. You not only do you want it, you need it. Now, the moon, you're excellent at tuning into physical needs of others, and happily take on a lot of tasks. People may take advantage of you. So if you have your moon showing up in your 6th house, you may tend to be a people pleaser. You take on more responsibilities than necessary. You're the one in the group saying, I can do that, I got it, don't worry. And people tend to know that about you or notice that about you. So if you're in a group or group at work or something like that, even in your personal life, they know you're the go-to person, so they will load you with work because they know you're not going to say no. Be mindful of that. Overworking yourself and overexerting yourself can do damage. When Mercury is in your 6th house, you're always busy, and you're an excellent organizer and full of ideas about how to make things run more efficiently. So you're the type of person that always got your hand in multiple pots. You're always trying to figure out better ways of doing things at work. You're like kind of a problem solver, whether people like it or not. You're the one that's always coming up with ideas, creative ideas of doing a job better, doing a job faster, and you're the one that likes to organize the group. Venus in the 6th house. You need your work environment to be pleasant and carry an atmosphere of calm with you. Romance can be found at work. So if you have your Venus in your 6th house, you more than likely may find your partner at work. Your environment, you like a harmonious environment at work. It has to be calm. It can't be toxic. You do not thrive in a toxic environment. Mars in your 6th house. You're a dynamic worker and able to motivate others. Although cooperation isn't your strongest point. You like to motivate others, but you tend not to, also on the other end, you tend not to cooperate with a lot of people. That's that conflict with Mars, because Mars is the angry planet, the planet of war. So you may bump heads with people. Even though you like to motivate others, you kind of like to also go things alone. Jupiter in the 6th house. You are kind and helpful and know how to get the best from people. Even routine tasks can contain enjoyment for you. So you find any joy in anything. Any task, you manage to find a way to enjoy that particular task. And you tend to bring out the best in others. People like to work with you because they can see that you're bringing out the better side of them. And you're helpful. That's another thing that attracts people to you. You're very helpful. Saturn in your 6th house. Work and duty play a large role in your life, and you often feel that you have to work too hard. Criticism is hard for you to cope with. When you have Saturn in your 6th house, criticism is not your friend. You tend to not like to be criticized for your work and the things that you do. Work and duty is one and the same to you, and is very, very important. You take both very seriously, and you tend to overwork. You may be the type of person, when Saturn shows up in your 6th house, you may be the type of person doing a lot of find yourself doing a lot of overtime, having a second or third job or something like that. You tend to take on a lot more responsibilities. You have the tendency to overwork yourself. Be mindful of that. Be careful. Uranus in the 6th house. You don't like being tied down by mundane tasks. Routine tasks for people that have their Uranus in their 6th house is not fun. They don't like routine. They like spontaneity. They like creativity. If they find themselves doing the same thing day in and day out, they're not a happy person. They need some type of spontaneous. They need some type of, spark or something like that. It cannot be mundane. They do not thrive in environments where you have to do the same thing every day. They need some type of excitement. Neptune in your 6th house. You like to be able to lose yourself in your work and develop your creativity as well as serving others. So if you have Neptune in your 6th house, you like to service others, and you do this in a creative way. You may be having art exhibits, or just like art shows. Art exhibits are the same thing, but art workshops where someone can come in and express themselves creatively. You have you might be the one in the community that holds different art fairs, book fairs, or something creative where poetry slams or book readings and things like that. You like to lose yourself in your work. So when you start these projects, you tend to have tunnel vision. So you like to lose yourself in your work. Be mindful of that, because sometimes when you lose yourself in your work, you kind of lose sight of reality as well. So be mindful when you have Neptune in your 6th house. Pluto in the 6th house. Whatever you do, you give it 100%. It's important that whatever you do really grabs you. It has to grab your attention, and not only just grab your attention, hold your attention, because you're going to want to put your all into it. You're not going to do things halfway. You're going to put 100% effort into it. So if you're going to put 100% effort into something, you want to make sure it's something that grabs your attention and is able to hold your attention. So you could continue to complete the project, or, just continue to work towards it, especially if this is a ongoing project that, that has a very long time frame, like 6 months or something like that. If you lose interest in it, less than halfway, it's going to affect the group if you're working within a group, and this is not just work. This is just in your personal life. If you're part of a community event or in relationships and things like that, you give your all. And if you lose interest, and then you're going to stop working towards that relationship and whatnot. So I hope you guys are enjoying the astrology series. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification to be notified each time I upload a brand new video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.